Hello my lovely spectators, Dee Dee here. Welcome to my studio. So today I'm using another device to record, so hopefully it's gonna come out okay. You can let me know in the comments. Also, welcome to Throwback Thursday. So I'm going back to basics and back to some of the things that I enjoy doing, and I'm going to be doing some cards today. So I've got all the elements here that I want to use. So I have the insert paper for the card. I need a piece of board for some of the things that I want to do, and some of the design elements here. So basically I'm going to make a card that is going to be, I'm going to use them for Valentine's, but the base on what I do is actually not going to be so much Valentine's-y. So let me prep the stuff that we need, and then we'll get into the decorating. So, you know, I'll walk you through that. Like I said, I always like to add a little bit of black, so I have that. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to start with, or I'm going to start with, is going to be my card bases. So using a letter size, I'm going to cut out what I need, okay? And let me see if I can push my computer back a little bit. It's up against the, there we go. So I know that you can't see the bottom over here, but I'm gonna measure closer to where my eyeballs are. But you could probably see over here as I go to measure. So these are 8.5 by 11. So on the 11 side, I'm gonna cut them down at 5.5 in order to make 2 cards. That's a standard A2. So let me get all these extra bits out of here for now. So that's 2 cards. Before I go into cutting the other pieces, let's just score these guys, because it is 110 pound, a nice thick card base. So at 4 1/4, because that is what is half of the 8.5. So just gonna run score lines at 4 1/4. Do that. So when you've scored it and you go to fold it, you have your nice little card base. So you have a 4 1/4 by 5.5. So inside, this is where my white sheets will come into play. I do not want 4 1/4 because that's going to be the same size. I want a little bit of an outlet, not an outlet, an outline of the card base around my writing space. So I'm going to go to 4 inches. And then I'm going to do 4 inches again. Okay. Oh, things are sliding. We're going to have a craffle-lunch. Okay. And then we're going to then do, sorry, you can't see it. Oh, maybe I could do it here. So it's 5.5, right? So again, I went in 1/4. I'm going to go in 1/4 on the top. So I'm taking off the same amount all the way around. So 5 1/4. 5 1/4. So that means I have 4, and I'm gonna have another 4. So maybe I'll do about 8 cards, because I won't have, oh, I could do the 10 without the inside. Okay, and then 5 1/4. Yes. So this I don't know, I feel like I'm making cards. I didn't make any cards really for the New Year's, for not the New Year's, what is it called? For can't think of the word. Wow, went blank. For Christmas. Been in a funk, been at home, been ill, been having difficulties, but anyway, I'm gonna do the same thing for a matte layer on the outside. So again, I'm gonna go to 4 1/4, but then I want to go in a little bit, so I'm gonna go to 4. And then I'm going to go to 4. So this is also 110 pound. It's what I had for, I have a lot of cardstock because I am a crafter that does scrapbooking and paper card making. I will decoupage a thing if you leave it there in front of me long enough. So, and then junk journaling has now become my latest love, and so I'm trying to also include some of the skill set. So that's one layer. Let me do, that was 4, so let me do another 4. That said, I want another piece that will be, excuse me, that will be in there. So I'm going to go in another 1/4 inch. So we were at 4, so I'm going to go into 4 and go in another 1/4 inch. So I'm going to go to 3 3/4 all the way down, and 3 3/4. So I'm creating that layered map. And again, since I was at 5 1/2, then 5, I'm going to go 5 1/4, now I'm going to go to 5. Okay, again to 5. And I am cutting 2 sheets because this is more like 30-pound maybe cardstock. Okay, and then I already cut this one down. So we're going to go not at 1/2, not 5, we're going to go to 5. And excuse me, and we're going to go to 5. So we got 8 of those. I have another one that I was going to do, but I think I'm going to hold off on this one to see where I'm at. But I do need to cut the packaging. So I'm going to cut that packaging. I'm going to cut this top part off. Okay, it's a little thick. Let me get it cut up, and then I'll cut it into proper pieces of what I want to do. I don't know if I'm going to need all of it, so let's see. So now my final mat that I just cut was 4 inches. 4 inches long. So I'm just opening up the packaging like this. Doesn't matter the color. Even this little mess over here doesn't matter, because we're going to be doing something with that. Okay. Let me just get rid of half of it, or like cut down half of it so I can maneuver a little better. Okay, it's not wanting to trim. I think it's a little, my trimmer is not happy with me right now. Okay, let's hope that this is going to trim out again. Maybe I need that, well no, the blade is probably dying as it is. Excuse me. Okay, so since this mat that I have, that pinky mat, was cut down to 3, and let's cut this off. Let's see if I can get it to cut this stuff. Okay, yeah. So we had a 3 3/4, right, mat. So I want to go down a 1/2 inch. So from 3 3/4, I want to go to 3 1/4. So I'm going to cut a couple of these 3 1/4 strips. No, what is this? 3 3/4. Oh well, it's a little wonky, so we're going to go 3 1/2. We're going to go 3 rather. Okay, so if you ever come across where the edge is not cut right, like I didn't cut it right, use your grid. I'm going to line up the straight edge that I just cut with the 3, and then be able to cut. This way I know these two are parallel, and I could fix the rest in a minute. Let's see if I can get another one out of this. Barely. Let's fudge it a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't like to cut on that. Alright. That's okay. We will use it anyway. Okay. So we got 3 parallel. This is a regular edge, but it's not cut too cleanly. Let me clean this edge up so then we can do it a little better. Okay, so again, we're gonna go to 3. Now this edge I know is good, so I'm looking at this to see that I can cut at 3, and then another at 3, and then another one at 3. Okay, so we're getting our piece that I want to make. So now I'm gonna clean up one edge because I know these two are parallel, right? They're straight and even with each other. So now I can turn this around, and I took off a 1/2 inch. So the last mat we did was 5, so I'm gonna make this 4 1/2. So we're gonna need this, and then again we're going to clean up that edge, and we're gonna need 4. Oh no, see, did that wrong. So I wasn't paying attention. I actually like the 4 size better though. You know what? I think I'm gonna make it 4. Happy accident, I guess. Let's clean up this edge. And let's do 4. Okay, so we got 4. Okay, we know that this edge is good. Let's clean up this edge. And as we turn it around, you know what, I gotta shave that little bumpy. It doesn't, I'll leave it because I'm going to do something with this anyway. So let's do the 4 here. Okay, I keep looking because I'm hoping that I can get an extra 4 out of here, but I don't think so. Let's do 4. Right, this one looks straight, and yeah, 4. Nope. And then another one that we have to straighten out. So we're just going to cut off the sliver, and then we're going to do 4. So maybe we're going to be doing 6 cards. Okay, so I am going to throw those onto the side. I may need to bring in another little piece, so I'm just holding off on tossing the bigger pieces into the trash. These little guys I'll throw off for sure. So let me just make sure that I could work and not have a total mess. Same thing with these. I'm going to hold off on throwing them out just yet. But after this, if I don't use it, it will go in the basura. Okay. Do I have another piece? Yes, I do. Alright, I need to get those other 2. Just because I want to have enough that I can make 8 if I need to. So let's see if we have luck with that. Just getting rid of the flap. Okay. So on this one, let's make just the straight edge. Okay. And now we're gonna go here, and we need 3. Let's see. Let's make it this 4. And let's see how many 3s we can get across. That looks weird. Oh, because I cut this edge. Gotta work backwards. So this is the edge that I didn't cut, so I know that that's good. So it's a little bit off with this edge, so I'm gonna go past the 4, get my good cut. This is garbage. Then over here, I'm gonna get my good edge, right? So it's all about making those right angles, so then I can get the 4 that I need. There you go. Okay, and so we're gonna do a 3, right? A 3, another 3, and any luck? No. Okay, so there we go. All right, so I'm done with the trimming basically. So I have all of my layers going. So we've got the base layers, which are these guys. So we'll just fold them up. They're ready to go. So I'm doing right now. Okay. And I will speed through some of the repetitions once I get to the point where I'm telling you what's happening. And so that way this video will not be tremendously long on you guys. but you know, it's a process. Things happen. Okay, so there's some slight irregularities up and down. That's partly because I was hitting my computer, but everything looks straight and good, so we're fine with that. Okay, these are for the inserts. So I see that I cut one of them incorrect, so it's going to be like this. So you have someplace to write. Let me fix these two. I think I did not go to the 4. I did 4 1/4, so I need to cut this down to 4. Okay, there we go. So now those mats will fit there nicely. All right, we're going to be able to glue these in rapid succession a little later, so I'm going to put this off to the side. I just wanted you to see. Also, let me show you. So these mats, let me just take one. I have to put this back over there. Let's find a spot for this so it's out of our hair. Okay. So these mats are going to go here, and then on top of that we'll have my little accent of black that I like to have. So we'll have that matting going on there, and then this is going to be wrapped with something, the music paper actually, and then we will apply a focal image, which is going to be the flowers. I think, did I show you the flowers? I don't know if I showed you the flowers. So all of this matting and gluing is going to be done. These are going to get inked. The black and the card base are not, so I'm going to put them to the side as well. These guys are all going to get wrapped in music paper. So that's what we're going to do now. Let me get some music paper. I'm just looking over here to grab something light. So let me see if this is going to be to my liking. Okay. Do I have a piece of pink scrap? Yes, I do. Okay. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. All right. We'll do that. Oh, my nose. I'm so sorry. All right. So I'm going to take some book page. Now, these are all vintage book page. And I'm going to wrap these guys with the book page, right? So I don't need to wrap them completely, but I need to wrap the front, right? So I'm going to just take my glue stick and make my life super easy right now and just apply some of these guys to the paper. Okay. Yeah. Just like that, just to hold it so that way I could get the page around it and then be able to attach it. Trying to keep the page straight with so I'm using one of the lines, which now I gotta go fix the other one. One of the lines of the music thing. This one's not quite as straight as it could be, so we will move that over here. So I'm gonna turn this around just so that I could apply a few more. Oh my god, it's like I couldn't figure out where to cut it. Okay, so some of this is going to go into my mummy paper. So we're going to leave a little pile over here for later. Not with you guys, but I decided that whenever I create mummy strips, that I'm going to glue them in right away. So I did a little short on that. You could probably find it on my channel. Okay. So now what I want to do is I just want to fold up all the, it's cracking. Okay, so I can't manhandle this guy too much, okay? And once I folded it, I can't really unfold it. So that's a problem there, okay? So let's do this one gingerly. So I'm just folding the corners. I don't know if I can do that again over here. Let's see what happens. Okay, and like that. And then I'm gonna just take, I'm gonna use the arc glitter glue so it could stay down pretty quickly. And we're going to glue these little corners down just quick. And I'm gonna glue all of this down. All right. No, it's cracking. Let's see if I can. I think that was the one that I folded once already, so it feels like it's falling off. But let's see. Let's do this one and see what happens. Oh no, I should have tested it. Fail, guys, fail. Oh no. Let's see here. Okay. It's not too bad. It's going to be a layer in the overall design. So, and if we throw a little ink dye on it, this is a tea dye ink oxide. Because I know it's patinaed already, but you know, a little more never hurt us. That's fine. I'm just gonna be gingerly with these. So I'm gonna make the rest of these. As I'm doing that, yeah, I would like to talk, but I don't know if you guys like that. So I'm going to just start to fast forward the sections where it's this repetitive work. So I will come back to talk to you once all of these guys have been folded and glued. Okay, so I decided to ink, you know, we all know how to ink, and I decided to finish these up. So these are all finished. Even the lighter paper cracked, but I inked around the edges, and I just, you know, I saw me using the table to kind of fold it up. That helps so much in the cracking. I don't know if you saw that because I did speed it up. So I'm just putting everything to face forward. And if you're into junk journaling, you know the concept of mass making. So with cards, it can sometimes be like that. There are some card makers who will like to do one and done. I'm of the opposite spectrum. I like to do multiples of the same card, because in reality, they're not all going, they're not all going to the same person. So if you have a nice design in your head, why not, you know, just send it out there. So the next part of this is that this is going to get layered here. So I want to pop it up. So I'm going to, I moved you down, and I'm still favoring the top. Doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to turn all of these guys over and do that mass make kind of thing, where I'm going to take these poppy dots thingies. These are from the Dollar Tree. You can find them in the automotive section. And so normally I'm liberal. I want it to stay. I want it to balance. So you put it on all the corners. And then you have hard time with the sticker back. And then you go like this. And then so that the inside, the middle doesn't dip and get, how do you call it? Misshapen, right? Yeah, that's the word, misshapen. You put one in the center. Ugh, these things. What's going on, Dollar Tree? Maybe these are older ones, but the stick is really good. I don't know. Okay, and then we'll go to the next phase. So yeah, so for me, it is a mass make event. So mass making is not something that I use that terminology as a card maker, but now I see the correlation between it. So yeah, it's right up my alley when I mass make for junk journaling, because I already kind of have that kind of vibe. Not that vibe. I've already done that kind of, you know. I don't know what I'm saying. Guys, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean. So let's get these guys to have all of the stickers. So I probably will fast forward at this point again, just because this takes a lot of time and I don't want the video. I'm not sure if you want to hear any stories, and I don't know what stories to tell you. I could tell you horror stories about my job. No. So normally I'll probably do the focal, but they're gonna be kind of delicate. So I think I'm gonna add these to the next layer, which is the black layer. And I'm gonna use some liquid adhesive. Not the art glitter glue. Excuse me, this is wood glue, because I want a little slight bit of wiggle room. So just, you know, we go like this across the whole thing, up the side, not all the way because we do have a matte area, and then we bring this. So I want to, what the hell happened? Did I use the wrong ones? I used the wrong ones. Oh no. Oh no. Look at me yapping. That's what happens. Oh crap. Yeah, it was supposed to tell me. Hello, that was supposed to be in between. Oh, can I take them off? Oh no. Oh no. Guys, what did I do? See, this is what happens. You're not paying attention, Dee. You're not paying attention. Okay, you know what? It's coming off. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so we'll salvage. This happens before, but usually, because when we're at a crop and you're with your friends and you're chit-chatting and yammering, so here's what's happened. This is now going to change a little bit of the design. So this is here, okay, this is off there. So instead of the pop-up being this thing alone, I guess it's going to be the entire thing. Okay, so we will need to add at least one in this corner. Roll with the flow, roll with the flow. So yeah, one over here. Okay. Oh my goodness, so horrible, such a horrible situation. Let me add a little bit of glue on top. Oh my god, as they're sitting there, they're solidifying. Oh no. Anyway, It's okay. I'll fast forward the deconstruction process. No, I'm chit-chatting today. I'm not gonna fast forward. This chit-chatting got me into trouble. I'm gonna stay with the chit-chat. Okay, so that's fine. So what's gonna happen is that the second layer, this black layer, is what's popped up. I feel like I need one there. I can always just stick one in there. Not a problem. So here's our adjustment. Okay, and then now this will get glued straight down. Okay, I could pop it again, but I don't want to make the card too bulky. Okay, and this might actually have been a better idea anyway. But it will stay off to the corner here. Okay. Yeah, all right, there we go. All right, it's okay. It's okay. Let's I know I was gonna make 6, right? But I'm prepping for all 8 because they're already done. So yeah, that's what y'all see. Hopefully. Okay. All right. Wow. I don't even know how long this video is gonna be. I just said a whole story, and I may be winding up cutting it out because it's just too long. So. Alright, this holding this down has also been a thing because that old paper is something's going on. Okay, and this is our last one for this paper. So the next part of this is going to be me attaching the decorations, and so I have a bunch of fuzzy cuts that I did, and I used to hate fussy cutting. I don't mind it so much now, but I'm not great at it. And so I'm gonna put a bunch of florals on here because, you know, why not, the pink or whatever. And you know, you can just do a card, right, that has a nice little background. Hopefully this will have it'll look nice. And then yes, I'm cheap and I want to keep the foam. That's so bad. I'm just moving it over. And since this is a bottom layer, it doesn't matter if it gets a little wrinkled. So you can make something that has a very nice front, right? Like this, hopefully it's gonna look pretty once I put some stuff together. They're gonna be similar. They're gonna be like sisters. What am I doing? Oh. And or cousins or whatever, and not twins, not identical, but yeah. And then, you know, don't put a sentiment on there. And you can make a whole set. You can make a set as a gift for someone. You can make a set to sell. You know, so it's, you know, there's options when it comes to this whole card making little game over here. So yeah. I just feel like a lot of people now, so you're experiencing the amount of work that's going into 8 cards right now, and maybe you think that this is an ugly design when we're done. But I think people who do not craft do not give enough credit or value to the things that we make, even something as simple as a card. So they may buy something with layers like this from wherever, and they won't pay it at a craft fair a good amount, you know. If we were to actually charge what we had to charge for the amount of time we take to create. Woo, child. All right, so here we go. We've got 8 bases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm gonna put in or put on florals. So I have all these little fussy cuts that I have done. So I'm just going to lace them out, right? And some of them are going to be much longer, and we will just deal with that. If it's over this, I'll add a pop dot. So we can do that. That could be good enough. Okay, we can do this, and that is good enough. We can put this. Don't like that. No, I like it, but I don't like it for this. Do we have something that's similar that can join it? No, I'm not sure. So let me put this out because I have a bunch of these little guys. No, 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 no. This one here. And you can come back here. Okay. If I feel like, is that the same flower? No. Yeah, and then let's see here. Oh, okay, another nice big one there. So it doesn't have to be a ton of stuff on here, so I can just cut that off. Does this one go with this? I could cut that there, cut the bottom off, and add this to it. Maybe we'll leave those together. Let's see here. That's nice. We will cut off some of the flower, the leaves. It's fine. Make that the bottom and take off these 2 leaves. And let's see what else I got. This is good. I can just leave that 1 leaf there, 1 flower there. So we need 1 more for there. Let's see what else I have in here. Let's see. Do I like this? I do. Okay, let's see. Ooh, this is pretty. Okay, maybe I want to change a couple of them because they were all knotted up together in my book right now. This is kind of too, it's a possibility. And let's see, there's 1 more single flower. I don't know. I think I want to use the multiple flower ones. And so even though these are pretty, so let's go through and see what we need to do, okay, to make the top of our cards, so we can make an adjustment as we go. So with this one, right, I like that, and that's gonna need a little pop dot there, so we're gonna need to cut that here. So I'm just gonna use my finger to kind of mark where that should be cut, okay, and yeah, let's cut that. Okay. And so this piece is trash, but I'm going to put this one back once I get there. And then with this, I'm going to have to cut some of them in half because they'll be just too big for the floral. So again, let's take some glue. And again, I'm going to use art glitter glue for this. Come on. You know what? Let me just put it on this one because I know what goes on that one. Okay. So. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one down. Right, how does it look on the top? It looks fine.
You've got mail.
I got mail again. And then we're going to just go behind here add some glue on the pieces that we need to. And let gravity do its thing. And then this little guy was somewhere over here, so we're just gonna add him right there. Okay, so here's the card front, right? And I could put anything. I could put Happy Valentine's, I could put a happy birthday, I could put a I'm sorry, I could put with sympathy, anything like that. So there we go. So we're making some floral cards that I can use. Now I am going to use some of these for Valentine's Day because Valentine's is around the corner. But yeah, so this is, I guess, technically done. Let me just show you a finished card because I think once I decorate, maybe I should just call the video complete and then just show you the cards done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue to the back of this whole entire piece. Okay. I'm going to center that on top of this guy right here. So we have another layer. Okay, okay, okay. All right, there we go. So that's going to be how our card looks. And then on the inside, we take the piece of white card. Now, if you are going to put a sentiment of your own, you could type it up, print it into the 4 quadrants of the page, and then cut it out. That's totally an option. Okay, so we're going to center that here. Okay, all right. Okay. So here is the card. And then, I don't usually do this, but I have it here. I'm going to put on the back my logo. So I have these printed on craft sticker paper. And there we go. It's kind of big. I know. These are going to my friends anyway. So like, oh look, she put her thing there. So yeah, so this is the card. And so I'm going to glue the rest. I'm going to fast forward for sure. Show you them all done. And then glue these up. But I don't know. Do I need to glue these up for you? You need to see them again? This is how it's done. So I might do all the flowers fast forward. And then we'll see. We're going to make the whole thing and we'll fast forward where we need to. Let me stop yammering over here. That. Okay, so let me clean up just a little bit so I can put these guys back in here. So I had to do a little bit of cutting because there are white spaces in between that I didn't get to. So I was able to cut that out with my craft mat here. And this is my mummy paper. Like I was telling you, I have a little book of mummy paper going. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw these in here. So we're doing a little housekeeping over here. So some of these will be good for it. Maybe some of them not. But when I go to glue them down, I will determine that. These are scraps that go to trash. So we're putting that away because we're done. with those elements. I don't need this little scissor anymore. So I think one of the other big things is like when you are crafting, if it's possible, to kind of put your stuff away as you go. But that depends on how your stuff is placed. So right now everything is practically on top of me. So yeah. So let's see. Let me bring this up and see if I could get this to focus. So there we go. This little, it's not coming off purple at all. I think the light is a little bit too much on there. Again, like I said, a different type of thing. Then we have this one. Right. Okay, I'm not liking this. I'm gonna need a new, I don't like this setup at all. Maybe my lighting is wrong. And then this is the other floral. These are really beautiful. I'll put a link to Daisy Avenue over on Etsy. These are hers. I'm not sure if they're all from the same packet, I guess. But I'll just put a general link to her shop and you could take, she has a ton of florals. Alright, so you already know that we do this, so I'm gonna do this now to all of them, and I will fast forward as well because, you know, I don't know, do you feel like it would be like, oh, we never really finished because I didn't, you know, complete everything? So I just wanna do right by you guys. Anyway, so here we go. Here we go. Okay, so here we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 nice substantial cards. So right now they could be for anything, right? And so maybe, you know, if you've never made a card before, maybe you'll consider making a card after seeing that the process isn't that bad. The other thing that these little scraps can, you could print out a little word or a sentiment and then attach it here. Of course, maybe a little smaller, maybe something more along the lines of this size, right? Even across the entire bottom, right? So if I wanted to, let's say, have something that said, say, let's say you wanted to do a happy birthday, right? Okay, let's just cut that off. Cut that off about here. Gonna do a little banner tail. And then you can just put that right there. It's a little long, the banner's a little long, so I probably would not do it as a banner tail. Let's just cut that off. Anyway, you have the idea, right? You just add a little sentiment across. Here we made it a happy birthday card. It could be on any one of these cards, right? Right? Anything that you want. You could do happy birthday. You could be, you can say, you could do, you know, sorry for your loss. Let's just cut that bad boy there, right? And then you put it there, and it becomes a sentiment card, right? You could do, I mean, if you like your handwriting, and it also would make it more personal. Let's say you do a thinking of you. Okay. So you put thinking of you. There you go. Right? I don't know why I'm bringing this so high. So we've got a thinking of you, right? We've got happy birthday, right? Possibly. And then probably the white flowers might be, you know, so sorry for your loss, right? So you could just write sentiments out for the front in your own handwriting. Anyway, if you have lasted this long, I don't even know how long this video is going to be. I'm going to hope that I was able to get it under an hour for you guys. Or at least an hour, stretching it to an hour 10. But, you know. But yeah, so you can make a whole set of cards, and you have them in your stash. You could make sentiments as simply as writing out with your hand, or typing up a bunch of these sentiment strips, right? Something simple that is about 4 inches. I would say make them about 4 inches or so at least, or 3 inches maybe, and then have them ready to go, right? You probably could find some of these online. I unfortunately do not have anything online for this. That gives me an idea to do it, but you know what? We have so many sentiments. You probably have sentiments in your stamps, so you can just find a stamp that fits into the strip, right? I just was for showing you, wrote them out. Anyway, if you're new and you joined me here today, thank you so much. Consider subscribing and commenting. Hopefully you like it and give it a like. If you are a subscriber that has been with me for a minute, thank you so much for coming back over and over again. I do appreciate you support. Please like and comment. That would give me even more support. I always like a good comment, and I usually comment back right away because, you know, I don't have a ton of comments coming in, but hey, the interaction is super fun. So until the next time, make yourself some cards. Anyway, ciao, bye.